How's it going, guys, and welcome to this live showdown between the High Elves and the Empire. In this match, we're going to be going with Teclis for our Lord. I definitely like him quite a bit here because this matchup is very much a chess game. There's going to be a lot of mobility, a lot of missile fire, so having nets of ammo talk is going to be extremely important. Teclis is relatively squishy though, so if they have like a Boris Todbringer or Karl Franz kind of hunting him down, I definitely think it's a really good idea to also bring a Noble. We got some Lothern Sea Guard on the flanks, which is very nice, so if they come in with Demogryph Knights or Empire Knights or anything like that, they're going to be pretty durable. On top of that, we got some Illyrian Weaver Archers, which I think are pretty much solid in every matchup, just for kind of like a map control type thing. So you can kind of, harass them, and if they leave them alone, you can actually get in the back line and do some pretty good work, because they have really good melee stats. So let's get some of these spears out here on the flanks, and I think that should be good. Definitely a nice little formation. And the Dragon Princes, although they do lose to Demogryph Knights, I still think they're pretty nice to have. So let's go ahead and kind of start heading up the hill right here. We'll get some skirmishing going over here. What does he have? So he has a Hellblaster Volley Gun, which actually has gotten some pretty big buffs. So much like the Organ Gun for the Dawi, the Hellblaster Volley Gun does some huge damage now. So let's go ahead and scurry into the trees as fast as we can. Thankfully, this is a pretty kind of shrouded map, so we're going to kind of run. Yeah, I guess we just got to, we don't have any artillery, so we got to kind of push in anyways. So let's see what we can find from him. So he's got some handgunners. He does have a light wizard, or excuse me, a jade wizard with looks like flesh to stone as well as earthblood. Definitely some good choices there. So let's take off skirmishing while we're kind of waiting for our army to advance. You definitely don't want that because the Lothern Sea Guard have charge defense against large. So if he does end up flanking me, you want them to kind of brace for the charge and not to run due to the skirmishing. So let's keep running in the trees, and it's also nice to run in here because we can discover any ambushes or any other funny business. And hey, we're getting some decent little fire here. We definitely want to be going after the handgunners because the Illyrian Weaver Archers, as far as like skirmisher cav go, have really good stats in melee. 32 melee attack and 34 melee defense is quite huge. So yeah, let's just kind of lurk in the shadows right now and just wait for an opportunity to strike. And it looks like he doesn't have a great line of sight on us, so we probably won't take too much fire until we get pretty close to him, which is going to be really good. And Teclis is going to be very useful against the Jade Wizard. So the Jade Wizard only has 50 armor. He's pretty squishy. So if we can like net him down and get some really good focus fire with our archers, that could be pretty devastating. So I think what we'll do initially is we'll focus on the Tattersouls, which are, very susceptible to missile fire. They have pretty much no defenses. 0 armor, they have no mitigation for missile attacks. Should be a good time for all. And yeah, I want to get in here, but he does have these spears, so maybe we go all the way around the back. I'm just concerned there might be something waiting back here for us. But you know what? Fortune favors the bold. We're going to go for it. We're doing it to it. Our main forces are advancing. And yeah, he's got some spears coming in. They are the shielded variant too, which is going to be pretty good. It's a huge waste of my ammunition, but yeah, I figure we might as well. I mean, we have plenty of ammo left, so we have so many archers, it's not a huge deal. All right, so we're getting around the back here. We're going to kind of see what's going on. You can see he does have his handgunners here, so let's start focusing them a little bit, see if we can get some trading going on. And the whole time they're kind of like inundated back here, they're not going to be positioning for my, the mainline engagement, which is going to be really good. And though handgunners will do pretty well against our infantry and armored troops, we do have like vastly superior range on our troops, which is going to be great. So do I come around the back? No, I think we have to run this way, because if we get too close to the edge of the map and we get terror routed by his griffin, that could be really bad for us. So let's keep kind of hustling this way. We'll keep our main forces kind of advancing here, and the archers can go ahead and let's have them start shooting at the, I guess we could kind of go by the sides they're on. So let's have these two kind of start shooting at greatswords, which obviously are armored, but I still think they're pretty good to kind of wear down. We're going to keep kiting back right now. It looks like we have discovered some hidden foes, some handgunners. But now the mainline fight's going to get rolling, and we're going to definitely do some huge damage against these guys. So let's get our... Actually, you know what? We can kind of just wait, although we are taking Hellblaster Volley Gun fire, so let's go ahead and get these guys here, and these guys here. All right, great. So Teclis and the bros can kind of move up a little bit. Let's get these Dragon Princes just like charging right down the pipe at these Tattersouls. I think that's going to be really good. We are getting chased very heavily by this Boris Todbringer, so let's pull these guys back to the main line. Get ready to party. And the spears, we definitely want them to stay in the back and just like be protecting our guys. And great, so the Noble and Teclis are in the front line. We could cast a Flock of Doom over here. That might not be terrible on those handgunners, although we are a little bit out of range, so yeah, we got it off. All right, that's good. So Dragon Princes are going to be slamming the front line. Let's get our archers and have them start shutting down the guns. We really want to get rid of the powder like ASAP. So let's find his other guns and just pepper those guys down. We do also have a fiery convocation. So once we kind of figure out where he's going to be, I think this could actually be a pretty good spot right there. Great. So our Illyrian Weavers, we can go ahead and run them up in the front. Let's have them start applying some pressure on these handgunners. And that was an okay little roast. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the best one I've ever had. So we're going to run Teclis back. We do have a regrowth, so let's go ahead and cast that in the front line in some of our very tattered white lines. And the Dragon Prince is really hammering home that front line. So I think now we can just like force push through. I think it's going to be pretty efficient. Let's go into melee and chase those handgunners down. And our Noble can go ahead and go after the Toadbringer. I think that's going to be pretty good. And let's go ahead and net him down. We'll grab all our archers here. And do we have our Lothern Sea Guard still in line? I think we do. But yeah, regardless, I think we go shut down these handgunners. So just push past these spears. Not going to be a big problem. And we can get the Noble and all these guys going after the Toadbringer. And so far, so good. So another Flock of Doom would be pretty useful back here. He does have a pretty big blob, so let's cast that. We do get those guys, so let's kind of split one group over here and have them help out there. And the Dragon Prince is doing pretty well. You can see the Toadbringer's taking a ton of work. Archers here, let's get them shooting. And yeah, we can just honestly focus down the Toad. I think that's going to be our best bet here. And Teclis, what do you got for me, man? You got an overcasted Flock of Doom in that back line. I think that'd be nice and juicy. And good, so the Toadbringer has fallen to the Focus Fire. And yeah, it's really powerful, Teclis, in this matchup. Because, again, it is a game of kind of cat and mouse, trying to catch the opponent's lords. And where was this Hammer of the Witches? I didn't even see that thing. I think it just kind of like was in the back and it took a few shots, but it just... Man, that's pretty rough. All right, so let's make this a double cast. That was a pretty quick game. But yeah, that build works pretty well. White Lions trade really well with Great Swords for their cost. I mean, I think they cost less and their stats are quite a bit better while Martial Prowess is active. So if you can kind of get in there with full health, you're going to be pretty efficient. So let's keep moving it forward, guys. I'll try and get a Wood Elf game. I know a lot of you guys want to see Wood Elves or Greenskins or... You know, I honestly think Greenskins are pretty good. They're one of those factions that, like... They're kind of like the new Dwarves in a way, because the Dwarves were you know, competent before, but they were extremely hard to play. That's why, like, you know, it was always so much of a struggle in the competitive game, because they're so much harder to play. But the Greenskins are kind of like that. They're very difficult, but, you know, they can't pay off. So let's actually do... So he's going to be playing Dark Elves, now Skaven. Okay, so maybe do we want to do Bretonnia? The Bretonnia versus Skaven matchup is incredibly hard. And are we on an open field map? I can't remember. So we could do Bretonnia versus the Skaven. It's going to be pretty tough, but you know what? Fortune favors the bold, guys. So we're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to get the Fey Enchantress, and I've been trying to use like King Lewin and more monsters units against this Skaven, and it doesn't seem to pay off very well. So we're going to go a little bit more narrow. Let's get the Chalice of Potions. Do we want to get the Green Knight? Probably not. So we're just going to get a bunch of Battle Pilgrims in the front line. We're going to go very wide, guys. I think that's the way to do it. Oh, look at that. You can only have 6 of those? Oh, they actually put a limit on that. That's interesting. All right, well, I was probably only going to get 6 anyway. So let's get some of these guys just to have a little bit of armor piercing in the front line. And I think the way to go here is to get like a bunch of arrows and just do like an old school Bretonnia, like a peasant archer, kind of like, you guys remember how that used to be the thing? So let's do that. Let's go with 5 archers. Let's just do it. Let's go big and see what happens. So we'll get a couple men-at-arms with polearms in the back line to like help defend our archers. And I think we cut one group of these. What else do we want to get? Pegasus Knights. Oh, why? Okay, I was going to say, where are my Royal Pegasus Knights? But they're in the rare monsters and beasts now. Okay, so maybe we get one group of these to kind of like deal with the Doom Wheels, or we could just get Knights of the Realm, which are cheaper. I guess they cost 1,000, so what do we want to cut? Is there anything we can go a little bit, we can skimp on here? Miss the Lady is definitely still pretty good. We just have to watch out in the front line from taking a lot of focus fire, but maybe we cut one of these guys. We can get 2 Knights of the Realm. And just use them in the back, like to countercharge Rat Ogres and Doom Wheels and things like that. I think that's going to be pretty good. Let's get some peasants with the last of our money. So we're going very wide Bretonnia. So I hope it works out. I don't know, we'll see. Good luck to my opponent. But, you know, I had been experimenting with a few builds against Skaven. I was like, okay, let's try out the, you know, the big elite cav. Let's try out the Royal Hippogriff Knights, the Pegasus Knights, things like that. What often happens is you get, you know, Howling Warp Gale will lock you down. And they're just going to basically focus you down with Globadiers and their Warp Lightning Cannons and stuff like that. So I figured let's go build that he's not going to have any like juicy targets. There's nothing for him to really focus his resources on. And the fire arrows should be pretty good at, you know, kind of peppering down the lightly armored Skaven infantry. And, you know, what's it called? The Battle Pilgrims seem to do pretty good. Like they can hold their own against Plague Monks. I'm not sure if they win 1-1. It's yeah, okay, this is a good map for us. It's pretty open field. All right. So let's get these guys going here. We're going to go ahead and set these guys kind of staggered in the main line here, which if he does have like Stormvermin or anything a little bit more durable, it's going to be nice we had that. And all right, so let's get our archers here. We'll get one group right here, which should be good. And we can get these guys set up like so. And all right, looking good. And whenever you guys deploy your archers, you want them to be in somewhat of a tight box. Like if you go wide like this, guys, they're going to turn much slower, and they're not going to be able to like turn and change fire, you know, their fire patterns very efficiently. So let's get the Fey Enchantress up in the front. We're also going to get our Grail Reliquae, of course, holding our center. And we can put the Men-at-Arms and Polearms back here. Definitely going to be experiencing some Doomwheel love, I'm sure. And let's get these cav back here. Doomwheels are so strong. Like they're a really hard unit to counter. I have a replay that I'll be posting. It'll probably be up before I put this game out, but it was with the Greenskins versus Skaven. Now, the build I used against the Greenskins as a Skaven, I feel is really strong. Use Doomwheels, Plague Monk, Sensor Bears. It's tough, but I found a build that I think the Greenskins can use to kind of hang with them a little bit. Basically just use an Arachnarok Queen, and she's able to kind of like block up the Doomwheels pretty well. So let's get these peasants, and we'll put one group in the back here just for fodder. So if he has like anything pushing through, we can just kind of muck him up with peasants. So, oh, I love it. Just some big Bretonnian horde. I mean, this is like the Bretonnia of old, like back in the early days of Bretonnia when people used to remember. You guys remember the build? It was just like spamming men-at-arms, and people just put like 100 chevrons in them, and then you just have a ton of archers, and you just kind of trudge forward. But at least we have Knights of the Realm with their nice anti-large bonus. So if they have to deal with Doomwheels, they can. I don't think they're immune to psychology. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they would be even in accordance with lore and anything, but it should be pretty good against the Doomwheel. Fey Enchantress, we got some healing, so hopefully we can provide some sustainability to the front line. Favor of the Fae. I think that got nerfed. It used to be 56, if I'm not mistaken, in terms of its melee attack buff. Let's see what my troops got. Oh man, that's, you know, I thought my army was big, but the Skaven are going just as wide. Like most Skaven Doomwheel armies are not that big, unless he has like Doomwheels and Skaven slaves, because that is the thing. The Doomwheel, Skaven slaves, Rat Ogres, you just like mix those three together and just have like a giant Doom ball. So maybe that's what he's doing. I'm not sure. We'll find out in a second, I guess. But the fire arrows will be pretty good against regeneration and things like that. And they are expendable, so even if they get routed, no problem. I mean, most of my army's expendable, so. All right, so we're going to kind of get this Bretonnian blob moving up the hill here. Let's see what he's got. So he's got Skaven slaves in the front. Where is his expense? The Death Globadiers? They're not going to be that great, because I just have like so many cheap units. In the fire arrows, we can focus those guys down. And the Grey Seer, he's going to be a bit of a menace, but he's got to have something hiding in the forest. This can't be it. Like, I feel like there's, like, some trickery. Like, does he have, like, 5 Hell Pit Abominations hiding in the trees? This army just feels so thin. Like, where's all his money? Does he have, like, every spell on that guy or something? Well, it looks like he does have most of the Lore of Rune spells. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm just, like, wondering where his goodies are at. Because that army doesn't feel like it would fill out the full 12,000 or whatever it costs. Okay, he does have some Stormvermin on the outsides with Halberds, probably to deal with Cav and things like that. So we do have the range advantage. So we're going to go ahead and start kind of shooting in here on the Sensor Bearers. So let's go ahead and do that with these guys. And then these two can go ahead and start shooting at... We can go after the Death Globadiers. I think that's going to be the right choice. And all right. Aha, the trap is sprung. The Rat Ogres are here. So let's go slay these unchivalrous brutes. So we're going to go ahead and send our Knights of the Realm here. We'll put them in 2 and 3. And he must have some kind of lurk in the shadows over here. How many Rat Ogres does he have? Oh, he's got a bunch. All right, the trap is sprung. So let's get our Knights of the Realm here, and let's get them... Yeah, we'll just bring our Knights of the Realm to help out over here. So we're getting the Fire Arrow and the Sensor Bearers, which is going to be good. So now we can just kind of sit and wait. Like, he doesn't have artillery, and we can send some men-at-arms over here as well to kind of help out. You can see the peasant mobs fight you peasants. And the Knights here are doing a pretty good job. And, yeah, he's going to have to advance here, or else he's going to take a ton of damage. So we could pop a Regrowth over here, I think. Do we have anything like... These are just Battle Pilgrims. They're not taking much damage. I think we got this engagement like, you know, on pretty good lock here. So let's also send some of our infantry over to help out. Let's go in the wedge formation just to get that epic charge. I know it slows you down. I honestly don't think it's worth using a lot of the time, but yeah, we're getting some really good fire here. So let's go ahead and put our archers here in group 4, just so we can mic them a little bit separately, and let's move forward our infantry. And yeah, we got to make sure to keep these guys fighting here. So a pretty big blob. I think we can afford to probably cast an Earthblood over here, because again, there's going to be some relatively pitched fighting. Looks like he has some assassins and everything, so let's pull these guys up and around. Our infantry is going to be advancing. You can see those Plague Monk Sensor Bears who are just getting massacred by the Peasant Arrows. Let's turn fire on those Globadiers and just kind of keep focusing down the Globadiers. They're going to be a little bit scary. And the mainline engagement, we can go ahead and kind of push forward. And we want the Fey Enchantress in there as well, so she can get the Mist of the Lady. Oh no, it's a trap. Some clan rats are coming up and around the back, so let's get the Peasant Mob to kind of intercept them. These guys can go ahead over here, and let's put them in group 5, so I keep mistakenly disgrouping them, so we want them to be fighting. So the Knights of the Realm should be able to fend these guys off, but let's go ahead and pull the Knights of the Realm over here. I think we don't need them over there anymore, because our infantry can kind of just muck them up. And good. So the Fey Enchantress having a good old time. We do have a bit of a flank going on, so who's taking a lot of damage? I guess we can heal these Battle Pilgrims, because again, they're pretty important for the mainline engagement. And we can drop this, oh, the Chalice of Potions is going to be so good right there. So we basically just buckled that line. So we can kind of just collapse over here, which should be pretty strong. Our Peasant Arrows are just, taking out those Poison Wind Globadiers, which is going to be really good. So let's keep focusing those guys down. And our Knights of the Realm are now online. So 2, we want you guys over here, and let's take you out of this silly lancing formation. Great. So let's pull you this one group over here, actually, because it looks like he does have some Globadiers that he ambushed us with. And let's pull them up here. Group 3 can go ahead and just, charge in the back and go after that Grey Seer with the Lore of Ruin. And yeah, we got a pretty scary little kind of death ball pushing up here. And it looks like that Chalice of Potions. Oh, I wish I had been able to show you guys. I think it did some huge damage. Let's go ahead and cast a heal on this big blob. And the Knights of the Realm, yeah, get up there. Oh, I hate when they get in that like linear charging formation like that. It's so ugly. But yeah, those Globadiers should be shot. Yeah, he's got a big Zerg over here. He's going to be able to win that part of the battlefield, but I think he's taken too much damage elsewhere. So let's go ahead and posture these guys up like this. Let's posture these guys up over here and just kind of like keep these Knights chasing him down. And this Peasant Horde, we probably want to pull back to the forest engagement. I think that's where like the epicenter of the battle is going to kind of develop. Let's pull the Fey Enchantress over there as well. And good, so we're able to catch those Globadiers, although they are kind of kiting us through the forest. Let's get the Peasants helping out. And yeah, this is holding pretty well actually, guys. The Peasant Archers are going to be able to help clean up these Stormvermin with the Halberds. These Archers can go ahead and sit up here. Let's get the Grail Reliquary kind of marching over to the forest as well. Knights of the Realm with their anti-large bonus should be able to do some, okay damage. Let's get one more group of the Footspars over there. Great. So Fey Enchantress is going to have Chalice of Potions in, yeah, it's going to be a while. So let's cast Favor of the Fae on those guys. Give them a little bit of an augmentation. Yeah, we got a pretty big kind of blob of dudes coming over here. So let's go ahead and cast the, not Regrowth, not Earthblood, but we want to cast Regrowth on those guys because they're kind of fighting solo. Regrowth is a little bit better to use in like solo situations. All right. So our Knights of the Realm have been able to kind of chase these guys out, and man, how are they not catching them? Like, I guess they're a little bit slow from like marching in the forest, but man, I feel like they should have been able to catch them quite a bit faster. The archer's doing a pretty good job kind of shooting down the filthy skaven over here, so let's kind of keep moving these guys, and let's make sure to kind of focus him down. And do we have Chalice of Potions yet? We don't. We do have Earthblood, which I think would be pretty good with this blob right here. So let's go ahead and pull some of these guys. I definitely don't want to invest them all in this one fight, because they're not going to be really optimal if they're kind of blobbed up like this. We'll kind of start shooting into those the troops in the forest here, and we have some archers on the high ground. So let's shoot into those guys and pull these peasants over here. And how are the Knights of the Realm doing? They're still chasing those filthy rats, so my opponent really running aggressively with those guys. Knights of the Realm, and man, how did they lose to that Grey Seer? I guess he put up a pretty good fight on that thing. Dang, that's impressive. Yeah, but those Death Globadiers are really expensive, and like I feel like my opponent didn't get that much value out of them. Maybe he was expecting some more foot squires and like you know, some heavy cab and things like that. But you know, with this many like peasants and you know, all of these fire arrows just like withering down these skaven, I feel like it's working pretty well. All right. So these guys, we want to get them engaged back in the fight. These peasants can go ahead and intercept these clan rats for now. And yeah, the Knights of the Realm are kind of rallying here, but let's go ahead and pull them up and around and see if we can go after some of those guys. Let's start shooting at the Grey Seer. The Fey Enchantress in the main line. Do we want to pull her over? We do have a Chalice of Potions. Oh, this is going to be juicy. So let's go ahead and see where we can drop it. Let's drop it right on those clan rats. And I know you guys probably want to see this. Let's do our best to watch it here. So you guys need to get in there and fight. I feel like in Total Warhammer 2, I don't know if you guys have had the same experience, but I feel like a lot of units like forget their attack orders. Like they'll just be standing there after I've marched them. Ooh, look at that. That did some huge deeps. All right, good, good. So our archers here are in pretty good shape. Let's go start shooting at this Grey Seer as well. And the Fey Enchantress is fighting an assassin. Definitely not fun. So let's detach one group of infantry back here to have them help out with the Fey Enchantress. And I think we just have to use an Earthblood right here. Knights of the Realm over here are online, so let's get them to kind of intercept this this Grey Seer again. And wow, my archers are actually, I think they took some pretty heavy damage from those what's it called? From the Ruined Lightning, or what's that darn ability called? I can't remember right now. Sometimes when I'm doing live casting, my memory just kind of goes blank. But yeah, the Warp Lightning, yes. So all right, so our troops in the forest were able to clean up the Skaven. So let's go ahead and pull them back to the main fight and like reform ranks. We can have just push out here. We do have this arrow fire, and you can see our lone Knights of the Realm are putting up a pretty good fight against this Skaven Lord. But yeah, he's surprisingly durable. I'm surprised that like the full health variant of him wasn't able to like finish those guys off. So let's go ahead and cast the Favor of the Fae on the Foot Squires here. I probably should have just used it on the Fey Enchantress, but yeah, it should be fine. We should be able to polish those guys off. We have our Bretonnian troops kind of marching out here, and how are our archers doing? Yeah, they're in good shape. These ones are back online. I think they did take some of that Warp Lightning that was able to kind of fend them off, and let's kind of do it, finish him, kill the filthy Skaven Lord. And he still has some troops fighting in the forest, so we can go ahead and leave these Battle Pilgrims to finish those guys off. Let's bring the Grail Reliquae over here, and that assassin, man, that guy is just not going quietly into this good night. Let's pull some of these Battle Pilgrims in the back. Our Knights of the Realm are just taking like 45 minutes to kill those guys, but they don't have the best armor-piercing value, so it's understandable. So let's go ahead and pop this this Earthblood right here just to make sure the Fey Enchantress doesn't get compromised. Our archers, we can go ahead and kind of, you know, start working on these Globadiers, which are still a threat. I don't know if I'm a big fan of them in this matchup. I think the Poison Wind Globadiers are a better investment because, again, Bretonnia usually has a couple large targets at least. I mean, I had Knights of the Realm, so although these guys do have really high, like, kind of base missile damage. Why is that 71 right now? Did they get, like, a buff or something? Or is there something that's... I could have sworn it used to be, like, 56. But if it is 71, definitely quite scary. But, yeah, well played to my opponent. It was a fun one. But he didn't... I was really hoping he would bring, like, the traditional Skaven build that uses, like, Censer Bearers, it uses Plague Monks, it uses Doom Wheels, because that's one of the hardest builds to counter from my experience. Because again, you just like the Censer Bearers in conjunction with the shock damage from the Plague Monks, just like basically terror routes your front line. The Doom Wheels are just so so devastating against the Foot Squires and everything. And I would have liked to see that build, but as far as his build goes, it was just very wide. The Grey Seer was obviously doing a bunch of damage with his magic, but it was a little bit all over the place. And I'm not a huge fan of using the Death Glow Bombardiers as like my core unit. I don't know. I'm trying to think how they would be good here. I guess they're pretty good against Foot Squires. They still do a ton of damage against large targets, and it only costs like 200 or 300 more. So I guess the trade-off for, you know, maybe just crushing Foot Squires and also doing okay against Cav is pretty good, but they do cost quite a bit more. I think they cost 900 to 600. Having the Censer Bearers, I mean, those guys kind of got melted before they were able to do any work. But had I brought, I guess, a more Foot Squire-centric build, they would have been more efficient. But yeah, just the Peasant Arrowfire was just too withering. But yeah, I mean, again, a lot of Skaven armies go really wide and just use a bunch of Skaven Slaves. I think Skaven Slave Spears are really good. I mean, for their dirt cheap cost, they have a decent little anti-large bonus. Can you know, fend off a lot of your troops. But yeah, well played to my opponent. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this this Bretonnia matchup. It was definitely quite a bit of fun, but I'll keep trying to get some good Bretonnia games and kind of figure out their place in the meta, because I feel like they're one of the factions that's struggling in the new world right now, but I still think they have potential. I think maybe going back to the roots of Bretonnia, like heavy infantry, going really wide with like peasant arrows might be the way to go. It really depends on the matchup again, though. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Got a lot more content coming soon, and have an excellent night, guys.